Okay, what are we looking at here? Well, this channel is named Mr. SVO. Here is Mr. SVO. You are looking at everything you need to know to understand English grammar. It is all right here. Obviously, this will be a more extensive lesson later, but as a teacher, I realize that there is a buy-in for the students. I realize that students need motivation. Okay, let me illustrate why this is so important. No English class in grade school, junior high, or high school shows this simple picture or chart or illustration of English grammar. In fact, no ESL class shows this either. Now, the rest of the videos on this channel are explaining every single part of this, we call it a grammatical equation you see here. Okay, so what do we have? First of all, if you direct your eyes to the top, it says we have one clause. What is a clause? A clause is a group of words that contain a subject and a verb. It can also contain an object, but that is not required to make a clause. If you have a clause with subject and verb, you have a complete sentence. If you have one clause, it is called a simple sentence. Every sentence constructed in English, simple sentence, compound sentence, complex sentence, and compound complex sentence is all here. If you know this, you can make every single sentence in the English language. This should be in every English classroom taught, in every country and every part of the world. Now, if you look at the bottom of the screen, you will see an example sentence reading, "The blind man walked slowly and carefully down the street." As you see, I have labeled every single word as to what part of speech that word is. Part of speech, if you remember from the other videos, is what kind of word it is. Now, in your language, you probably didn't learn the structure of your own language. Well, this is normal. You don't need to learn this. When it's your native language, you acquire this in a more natural way as a child. If you're learning another language, guess what? This is the only way to understand its structure. There's no other way. You have to, it is as if you had an engine in a car or vehicle, and you were asked to fix this engine, but you didn't know the parts of the engine, the name of the parts, or the parts function. But you're asked to complete a working and functioning engine without knowing any of the parts at all, or where they go. Look at the board. Every word is labeled where it can go in or around the SVO structure. Now, continue looking down at the bottom of the board, and we have every one labeled, every word. The is an article, blind is an adjective, man is a noun. We see S over man because it is the subject of the clause, of the sentence. Okay? We see before that noun as subject an article and adjective. And you see before the board, labeled before the big S, there is article and adjective there before the noun or pronoun. Also, pronoun is same as noun. You can also put an adverb in front of that subject. Sometimes, okay? Not always, okay? But I wanted to put it there because you can have an adverb appearing in that position. You see, it's all about position, structure, form. Okay, continuing. Next, after the subject is the verb, the S, the V. Okay, now most sentences are SVO, but it is true that the question sentences and other kinds of sentences, there's 5 ways we can invert, is VSO. There is some sentences, yes, like I said, question is VSO. But for most other sentences that are typical sentences, you will not have that. You will have SVO. So the verb is walked. Now you see labeled on the big V, it is the verb. And you see under the verb is written tense. Okay, you must always be concerned about the tense. Now, between the S and V, you can put an adverb. Now, notice you cannot put an article there. You cannot put an adjective there because, well, actually you can put an adjective there. An adjective can follow a noun or pronoun. So I missed that one right there. Oh no, Mr. Oh no, Mr. SVO. Always, always, always check your work. After the verb, we can put an article, an adverb, and an adjective. Same as before the subject, because why? The object is also noun or pronoun. Now, in the other videos, I said the noun is king or queen, ladies, of English. Why? Because look, out of the major structure, we see out of the 3 major structures is a noun or pronoun, same thing. When I say noun, it can be pronoun. It's no different. And you see many of the other words address only the noun. For example, the article only addresses the noun. It works for the noun. Also, the adjective works completely solely for the noun. Also, the preposition. These parts of speech all serve the noun and go before the noun. Okay, continuing. We have an adverb after the verb. As you see on the big verb, there's an adverb labeled after the big V. We can put that in that position, and you see after the verb in the sentence below, there is your adverb. Slowly, L-Y, many times, or excuse me, always, usually is L-Y. There's always exceptions and flexibility, people. Next word is and, conjunction. Conjunctions are joining words. Now you see on the board I've labeled, you can conjoin any kind of word. For example, subject, you can have 2 subjects, Billy and Susan. You can have 2 verbs, Billy walked and skipped. You can have two objects. Billy walked down the street and up the hill. There's two objects combined, or actually two prepositional phrases combined. You can combine prepositional phrases. You can combine clauses with conjunctions. Conjunctions are very, very versatile and work to join. Next word we have on the bottom is another adverb. You see we have a conjunction, so there must be two of something, and we see there's two adverbs there. The blind man walks slowly and carefully. Next word is preposition. It is down. Prepositions, as I said, address the noun only. Okay? They deal with direction. And as we see on the board above or next to the O, or in front of the O, should be a preposition. Oh my goodness, I have to fix that. Hold on. Now it is correct. As you see after the subject, I've put, you could put an adjective. An adjective can come after a noun. Most of the time it comes before the noun. And as you see, I'm talking about the word down in the sentence as a preposition, handling the noun street. And as you see, the position of the preposition is before the object pronoun. Notice that before the subject, noun or pronoun, there is no preposition, because the subject of a clause, if it is a complete sentence, cannot have a preposition. Only the object is the preposition, has the preposition. Continuing, there is another article with the, as you see on the big board. There's also an article before the noun or pronoun o, and ending the sentence is street, your noun at the end, which is your o. Now you can put an adverb after that, of course, as well. Now, as I said, this is the structure of English. This is where we're going. This is the third level of English. Okay, the first level is word level, which is all the types of words and their spelling and what kind of word and what they do. The article, the adjective, the noun, the verb, the adverb, the conjunction, the preposition, all of them. You have to know them. You don't have to know them as Mr. SVO knows them, but you have to generally be able to see a word and know a word. But guess what? Guess what also determines the kind of word something is? The position. And here is the position of every word in the English language. Okay? Please spread this around. Please show this to everybody, your family, your friends, everybody. There are hundreds of people in the world that already have seen this and have learned a great deal about English already. And if you're watching and you were one of my students, thank you so much. I love you. Mr. SVO is still here, still teaching. Anyway, this is your buy-in. This is the gold. This is everything. This should be taught always. Watch this video again and again, and you will be able to write not only a simple sentence, but if you continue and watch my videos on YouTube, you will be able to write every other kind of sentence: compound, complex, and compound complex. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. Have a good one.